Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the 2023 Norden 901 Rally. Just a quick update from the last video. I didn't like the way that I had the fog lights mounted on the single bracket off of the bolt here with the star washer. So I dug through my aluminum bin and I had a couple of pieces of this angle left over. This guy right here. So I had another one of these and I cut it into 1 3/4 inch strips and cut the ends off of it and made a really sturdy mount, as you can see, coming off of the turn signal attachment there on the tower. And they turned out fantastic. And I made an adjustment bolt hole up there too if I ever want to tilt them in a different direction or whatnot. But the way that I have them set up now turned out really sharp. But that's not why you guys came to watch this video, all 10 of you that are watching this video. We are going to swap out the tires on my Norden. And as you can see back here, we're getting a little low on the tread block. It's not terrible. And surprisingly, let me find the keys here. These tires have really impressed me. Not only for on-road traction, but just in general. Let's go to bike info here. Looks like we've got 7,127 miles on these tires. Now, I don't know about you, but that seems to be a pretty good amount of mileage on a set of tires from brand new. But like I said, these are getting pretty old. We're getting towards the end of the season, and I want to swap them out. The other reason is if you look at the front here, let's see. These front ones are starting to crack. So I don't know if that's just because of the age. They're not very old. These have 2022 date codes on them, but I have the tires off of the 2024 790 from brand new. So these are brand new 0-mile tires. And I thought, you know what? Let's just swap them both out. Now we're going to be able to get rid of the wheel weights that are on the wheels there because I don't have a balancer. But what I do have is the same product that I use in my LMTV giant 49-inch tires, is a Counteract motorcycle balancing kit. So kit B is the one you want if you're doing like a Norden or an 890 or a 790, because they all have 21-inch front and what is it, 18-inch rear? Yeah. I looked it up on the chart already, and it gives you the correct amount. So it's 1 ounce in the front one and 2 ounces in the rear. Now, some of you might have clicked on the video because of this guy right here. I kept getting messages from Raboconda, buy our kit, buy our kit, buy our kit. And then I looked at Raboconda's price range, and when it first came out, it was like $350, and now it's $780 for their kit. And I was like, I wonder where they got the idea to build this thing. Well, you're looking at it. This thing has a duck head on it, and it has everything else that you would normally use off of a Raboconda kit, except for the ratcheting head. That's the only thing that's different about this, and it doesn't sit at a 45-degree angle. So, and the good thing is it was $210 shipped for this kit, and it's surprisingly really good quality. So, anyhow, I've never used this before, so there's going to be a learning curve to it. I'll kind of take you guys through that, I think, in like a time lapse. But it should be better than using my knees and just the tire spoons. So Anyhow, what else can I tell you? Oh, tire and tube mounting compound. Same stuff that I use on the LMTV truck tires. Once again, I use this on a lot of things. And of course, I have an air compressor out back to get the beads seated on this. So that's kind of where we're at. But aside from that, I guess let's get started. Okay, it took me quite a while to figure out how this duck head works. Now I understand how it works. It should be a little bit easier on the next one. The other reason I wanted to change these tires out is I have a plug in this guy right here too. So these are on their last leg. Let's start mounting the rear tire. Okay, you may have noticed on this one I had to use the air compressor. The bee just didn't want to seat. These little battery powered compressors don't push enough volume of air sometimes to get the bee to seat. It got the first one, which really surprised me, but not the second one. On a side note, I decided I'm not going to use the counteract balance beads. I'm actually going to use another product that I've used before. It's called Ride-On Balance and Sealant. The reason being is I have one small leak on one of my spokes back here, and that's going to be the quickest and easiest way to fix a leak on a tubeless rim like that. Rather than taking the whole thing apart again and putting new tube tape on there and crossing your fingers, I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to put the Ride-On sealant in there, and that's going to fix it 100% for sure. Okay, well, what can I tell you about this Constand tire changer for a motorcycle? The one thing that I would change about it is mount it to something. So it's got these little feet on it, but I took those out and put some bolts in there. It would be very easy to mount it to like a table, or for instance, you could mount it to this table and it would never move around on you or go anywhere. You could also mount it to this table, same thing. It just slides around. It just needs like a good platform so it doesn't slide around. Alternatively, you could probably make a 45-degree stand for it, just like the Rabaconda. That's probably why they have the 45-degree stand, because the tires do try to get away from you when you're working on them like that. You may have noticed in the video there's a learning curve. Once I figured out how to use this duck head, this thing works like a dream. So take that for what it's worth. I will try to leave a link in the description from where I got this from. Like I said, it was like $210 shipped. I don't know if it's the same price still. The only other thing I'm going to do now is wait for the Ride-On sealant to arrive, and then I'm going to fill both of the tires and hand spin them. Make sure the inside of the rim tape is coated really good with the stuff. And then we should be able to go out and break in the tires on this. But other than that, I think that's probably going to be it, guys. If you like this episode, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. As always, you're going to want to stay tuned. You never know what's coming up on this channel. But other than that, I hope you guys are staying safe, taking care of each other. And as always, I'll catch you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.